Future World community, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over a majority of the set 4 releases. So let's see what type of cards we have coming out in set 4. I've seen most of them. Now I didn't pick every single card for this reveal, just because a lot of them are, if we're getting like one-drop cantrips or things. So I picked a lot of the cards that definitely are interesting enough, obviously, between the leaders, the SRs, and some of the uncommon and common rares. Just felt like these were probably the best cards to talk about, at least as of right now. So make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys do enjoy the content, and if you guys are excited about set 4 coming out here in about a month. So we will start with the breakdown here. And again, I did not choose every single card. Now I did most of them, just because there wasn't a ton of like skill lists and stuff that's been announced yet. So chose a good majority of the cards. So we're actually going to start with the leaders. Now these two leaders obviously are not coming out in the set, but these are still good to talk about. These are going to be coming out in the starter decks, which is coming out probably, I think, like a week or two before the set actually drops. So we have the Daima Goku and Daima Vegeta. So Goku is essentially a like a mix of starter Ku and the one-drop Whis from set 1 that reduces a card's power by 5. Being able to give one of your cards 5 and reducing one of your opponents by 5 is very strong, and almost kind of power creeps that one-drop that's been played since set 1. So this particular deck just might never really need to play that card actually at all. So it just kind of opens up more deck space basically for some other cards. The same thing goes with the Vegeta, which has an energy cost of 1 to bottom deck a 1-cost card. Now this is kind of similar to the one-drop Zamasu that is played in blue decks. Very good card, but now with this leader, you don't really need to play that Zamasu in this deck. Not saying that every blue deck is still playing that card, of course, but this is a way of just being able to remove 1-cost cards very easily. And I do like the design of it, although I do wish it did not cost 1 energy. I think that's a little restricting. While this card costs 0 to do it, so it's kind of that's a but I'm sure there's a lot of power reduction that's going to be in the Daima starter decks. Now to go with the first leader that they showed off. I think it was the first leader. I think they showed them off on the same day, but this was the UI Goku. We get another Goku in red. Fantastic. It's not fantastic. It's really bad game design, actually. Just we have 4 leaders that are all Gokus that are all red. Anyways, activate Manner Battle, you awaken at 3, and then on the awaken side, you have an activate battle. Choose up to 1 battle card in a battle area, and this card's original power becomes the same as that card's power for the battle. So the way that it reads is, you can kind of take it two different ways, but how it should, my guess is how it's reading, is that this card's original power becomes the card that you're choosing's power. So if a card is swinging at you for 40k as an original power, this card becomes 40k. So it doesn't include the combo power, because the combo power does not add it as original power until after the combo step. So you would gain, you would go up to 40, right? This is very cool, being on front and the back side, being able to basically, turn yourself into, whatever attack power you want. But this leader doesn't draw at all. So that's sort of a problem. Even like the 25k leaders have a way of drawing, so this is going to be a little interesting how this deck's supposed to actually be played without actually losing that much hand size. And you're awakening at 3 life, so yeah, I don't know, it's a little rough to think about, but we'll have to see the rest of the cards once they show us, and we can kind of come up with an idea of what this leader is supposed to actually be doing. Then we have the new blue leader, which is the Son Gohan Adolescence, aka this should have been the leader for blue last set. Discarding 1 card from your hand, and then during this turn, you can activate an extra card that has both Saiyan and Earthling special traits from your hand, and the cost is reduced by 2. So we don't actually have any of these currently in the game, so this is just a completely new like extra card type. So that'd be kind of interesting. I don't know. I think they could have. I mean, it might have made it too strong, reducing the cost of any Saiyan and Earthling. I mean, Saiyan or Earthling special trait extra card. So they just kind of had to keep it to this particular style. So, I mean, it could have been broken. It could have just been really good. I mean, reducing by 2, I don't think there's a lot of 3 or more cost extra cards right now. Like you have like Sickle, which would have been a good one. Basically, you're prompting Sickle for 1 energy, but you're discarding 2 cards. So I mean, it's a good combination, but definitely want to see what extra cards we're going to have in this. I believe there's one that they've showed off that we'll go over here. Next we have the new yellow leader, which is Majin Buu Evil. Not to get confused with the other Majin Buu leader. Draw 1, and then when one of your battle cards with Majin or Evil Wizard is KO'd, you can switch this card or up to one of your energy to active mode. So this is on either turn. So obviously on defense, you can just restand your energy, and on offense, you can restand your leader to swing a second time, or you can, you can restand an energy. Now, a few different things. I know there's one card that came out last set that there was like a Facebook chat about. I think it was Turn into Candy or whatever. That card does not work with this leader. This leader is not a Majin Buu, it's a Majin Buu Evil. So just like a small thing. I know that's a pretty cool combination. I think you can like KO a card and draw 2. So you won't get you'll get the KO effect, but you won't get the draw 2 effect. So that's a little unfortunate. That would have been broken. Being able to play a card like a cantrip and then play that card to pop it and then draw 2 more cards and restand the energy, that would have been crazy. This deck would have been insane. But next is Vegeta, which I'm very curious on how this leader is actually going to perform. Place up to 1 of your energy in the drop. Then if you have 4 or less energy, you deploy a 1 Saiyan only battle card with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. So it's interesting because it's not really like you're not really wanting to ramp and go up past like 5 or 6 energy. So we might have one of the only green decks that doesn't utilize Broly. I know like Piccolo like necessarily doesn't need Broly, but you want to get to 8 energy. So this one you don't actually have to be at 8 energy. So I'm kind of curious in how this is going to actually play out. I'm very, very curious because this deck might be really good, or it's just going to be really bad. So there's no in between. I don't think this deck's just going to be okay. It's going to be either really good depending on what the archetype is, or it's just not going to be played at all. And then the last leader is Super Baby 2. If I played black, I would 100% be playing this leader. Super Baby 2 is one of my favorite villains. But permanent, if you have rest mode battle cards with Brainwashed or Machine Mutant in their special traits, you can use them in combos if they're in rest mode. So this means you can play a card, swing with it, and then use it in a combo with anything else. It doesn't have to be with this card in battle. And then when this card attacks, you draw a card. So that's pretty solid. Pretty solid. So we'll start with the red color. And this is again not a an SR, but I thought this card was incredibly good, which is going to be Topo. You take 1 damage, and when your leader is awakened, you get to add the top card of your deck to your life. So this is really good for, I mean, any red deck can play this card. It's a 4-drop that draws you a card. But more importantly, this works for Jiren. And this is exactly what Jiren should have had last set with the 4-drop Topo SR. The 4-drop Topo should have been this card. But it's fine. So this card allows you to use your leader effect now on your turn, allowing you to draw normally, right? You play this for 4, you're getting a 30k body on board, which fulfills your permanent cost to not taking double strike damage. But then also you are able to draw the card. So you're taking a life, ramping a card, and then drawing a card. That's super solid, and it's not once per turn. So if you're at like 8 energy, you can play 2 of these. So now you can draw on your turn and your opponent's turn if you have a Jiren Topo combination on board. So very solid card. This will definitely boost Jiren up even more. I mean, the deck's already insanely good. So now this comes even better and might even become, I'm sure it will be a nationals contender for a lot of people already. And that was before this card was actually released. We have the new 5-drop Frieza SR. If your leader is a Universe 7 and its special trait, until the end of your opponent's next turn, this card cannot be removed from the battle area by your opponent's skills, and it gets 20k power for the turn until the end of your opponent's next turn. When attacking, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets -10 for the turn. So this is a 5-drop 45k that can't be removed, and it reduces something by 10k. This is a really, really solid card. Now they did pair it with this new extra card. Activate battle if your leader, if you have a Frieza battle card with Universe 7 and a special trait, your Son Goku that's in battle gets 20k power for the battle. So, what's kind of interesting is, one, This 5-drop is, although it has Goku and Frieza on it, is only Frieza. So they did this on purpose so that way you couldn't use this combination with this particular card, because that means you're swinging 45k, right? Because this leader would count as a Frieza battle card in play, and then also would count as a Goku since you're using it as the effect. But this works with 3 of the 5 or 6. Oh, I guess not including the Daima leader, but you have Top Ku, you have the new Ultra Instinct Goku, you have Starter Ku, and then you have the U7 Goku that this works in. So all of those are U7 leaders, basically. So that's kind of crazy. This is just a 1-drop 20k combo, and it's on either turn, which is really, really good. I think it's the only extra card other than Gigantic Meteor that is above a 15k combo that's also can be used on offense or defense. So it's the only one I think in the game other than Gigantic Meteor. So this is really solid. I think both of these cards are good, and this 5 cost is a 5k combo power, which makes it even better because now we don't have it's 1 less SR we have that is a 0k, which means you can just include this in every U7 deck, which is super solid. And then we have the SR from the starter deck, which is Son Goku Mini Daima. This card is one of my choices for the most, probably will be considered like the most underrated card in this set for red. But it's just because I don't know what the other SR is going to be for red yet. So that obviously like that might be like the best one. But this card's really, really good. So it's a 2-drop, 20k, 10k combo, permanent. If your leader's awoken, this card is basically becomes a 30k, and then on play you take a life. This is insane. I think all red decks you kind of replace whatever 2-drop you were playing with this guy, because now you can awaken, and now you have a 30k body for 2 energy, which is astronomically good. Because like a lot of your 2 costs later on in the game become kind of useless. Like Khalifa is not very good. Hit becomes worse. Then you have like all of the other like not as good 2 costs, like the Bell mod. There's the Vegeta that becomes a 30k. This is insanely good, being a 30k after awoken, can take a life, and it's a 10k combo. Like it just kind of fulfills every slot that you want for an SR, and it's only a 2 cost card. So like this isn't going to be replacing like your 3-drop slot. It's not going to be clogging up your 4 and your 5s. This is a really solid card. Definitely need to pick up 4 of this. Because after the starter deck comes out, this card could actually help red be the best color going in the nationals. Just, you know, insanely good card, very, very good card. We have the we're gonna start with green now, which is we have a 2-drop Gohan Youth permanent. If you have a field with full moon in its card name in your battle area, this card gets 5k, making it a 20k body, and then it's an awaken as well. So this is I don't know, this is really good. So we have a 2-drop that can allow us to awaken. It's an Earthling. It's a Saiyan. A lot of good traits, right? It's a 10k combo. It can take a life, and then it can also become a 20k. We need to see what the full moon field spell does, because I don't exactly know what it does yet. But very, very strong. I wish it would have been a 20k already, and then making it a 25k. Or it could have had crit. I don't know why green has a bunch of 15k crits and no like 2-drop 20k crits, so they need to give us one. Green definitely needs one. Then we have the first SR that was actually revealed and / teased and I guess leaked. It's the Kaioken Goku, 3-drop 25k body, 0k combo, which is dreadful, but whatever. When attacking a battle card with a cost of 4 or more, this card gets 25k power for the battle. Then place 1 of your energy in the drop. At the end of the turn, if an energy is placed in the owner's drop by this card's skill during this turn, draw 1, add this card to the top of your add this card to your energy in rest mode. So this is really good. So this allows you to clear bigger stuff. You're swinging 50k into like a 30k. So like the average like 4-drop is either 25 or 30k. So this is swinging into one of those for 50. That's a super combo plus. They're not going to save it, and then also you get a draw, and then you ramp an energy. You put this in your energy, so you're actually not gaining any energy. So that's yeah, but it's kind of replaces itself. So that's cool, and it doesn't matter what energy cost you have, which I think is the best part. So like you can play this on turn 3, just as I'm going to use this to clear a body, and then draw a card and gain an energy. So it is a solid card. It puts itself in the energy, which is why I think it's solid, is because now you just have a way of just gaining just advantage in that three cost spot. Green has really bad 3 costs. Our 2 costs aren't very good either. But 3 costs aren't really good. Like you have like the Trunks ramp, and then everything else is just kind of average. So this is a body that we have that can swing 50k and can draw us a card. So that's solid. We have the 3-drop Nappa SR, 30k, 0 cost. Again, not great. On play, add to 1 card from your life to your energy in rest mode. Or if you have no Vegeta battle cards, this card can't attack for the turn. So if you have a Vegeta battle card in play, it can attack. So you're basically putting a 3-drop 30k vanilla. Not great, but early you can use this as a way of ramping, which is nice. So like this gives you the ability of just putting life into your energy, which is honestly what green kind of wants anyways. Like the card advantage we can get, but the energy advantage is what we really need. So this is allowing you to ramp. Solid. I don't have any complaints. Now, if you choose the first effect, I think it... so if you choose the first effect, you can attack with it, right? And then if you play it and you have a Vegeta battle card in play, you can just attack with it. So that's kind of like... they kind of made it a little strange where it's like, hey, you can play this for 3, but you have to take a life or it doesn't attack. So I don't know why they made it give itself like summoning sickness at all. But we have to see what the Vegeta cards are like, because there's not a lot of Vegeta cards currently in the game. There's a few, but there's not a lot. So we need to see what other ones are going to end up adding. And then we're going to go into blue. We have Galactic Donut. This is one of the Earthlings Saiyan extra cards that Gohan can use. Activate main, draw 2. Choose the 20 of your opponent's battle cards, and it can't attack during your opponent's next turn. So this card actually ends up replacing itself and the card that you're going to discard to use it for 1. And stop something from attacking. So solid. So even if you play 3 for this, like you're paying 3, you're drawing 2, and then you're stunning a card, or you can do the discard effect and use it for 1, and then you're actually not gaining. You don't gain any hand advantage, but you actually don't lose anything. You just stay neutral basically. So this is a very good card. Solid, and it's an Earthling, so we can get it back. Like this is a really solid card. We have the Gotenks SR. Permanent, if you have 10 or more cards in your drop, this card becomes a 35k. And then on play, place the 2 top cards of your deck into your owner's drop. Then choose one of your opponent's battle cards that cost 3 or less and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. So it just has some more removal into it. And then there's also some self-milling in here, which I wonder is going to be a new mechanic for blue, where they're able to build up a lot of cards in the drop and then they gain some other effects, which would be kind of cool considering they also have one of the lower hand sizes in the game, which is, I mean, there's kind of an asterisk on that because like most of their deck is recurable because they're all like 1 cost cards. So it's pretty interesting. And it's a 0k, which I think is good because blue needs more 0k cards because blue has probably the most 10ks and also the most recursion for those for 1 energy, right? Green has a lot too, but blue definitely has a little bit more. We have the Daima Vegeta from the starter deck. Permanent, your turn, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, this card gets 5k. And then when attacking, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and reduce its cost by 2 for the turn. So this allows your, between this and your leader, you can bottom deck a 3 cost. Or this card can just turn other cards into smaller stuff for you to bottom deck. So this is very good. I think this is maybe not a 4 of in the Vegeta deck. I mean, it might be, but in other decks you would probably play this in some regards because it is a 10k and it does have the ability of reducing, which is very important. So for yellow, we have Blind Spot Absorption. Activate battle on your opponent's turn. The card that's in battle gets 20k power for the turn. Sorry, 20k power for the battle. 1 cost, and then activate battle for 1 energy. Draw 1, then choose a 20 of your opponent's battle cards and switch to the rest mode. So this can be used on either turn, but the now you can't do both of these. So it's one or the other. So you're either tapping 1 to tap down a card and draw a card, or you're tapping 1 to gain 20k. Obviously you can use 2 of them, but the bottom effect does cost 2 energy. So you have the 1 for the effect, and then 1 for the 1 for the card activation, and then 1 for the effect. So paying 2 to draw a card and tap something is not awful, considering you have things like Broly, which just your opponent taps with the Broly, and then you just tap it down, and then they can't attack with it again. So this is pretty solid. I definitely think, or like something like Bardock You know, there's some other cards where you can tap them down. This is really good for just like the bigger cards, right? So this now gives yellow an access to a card that's basically like a free, like a 2 cost of Death Beam, basically. So very good card. Then we have the twin Majin Buu SRs here. I put both of them here because they both kind of work in tandem. So the 3-drop, KO one of your battle cards, draw one, and then if your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, your opponent discards a card from their hand. So now we're giving yellow hand destruction, which is kind of funny. And the 5 cost here, it's the double striker for 35k. On play up to 1 battle card with a cost 4 or less, and Majin or Evil Wizard and special trait from your hand. So this card obviously is a Majin, so you can play it. And being a 5-drop 35k, that seems to be sort of the stat line that they go for a lot of the 5-cost cards. So it's pretty good. It's another Majin, so it's searchable. It works well with the archetype, and also works well with the old Buu archetype too. So that's pretty good. We go to black. We have Super Gallic Gun. 2 cost. Activate battle. Your cards that are in battle get 25k power for the battle, which is weird that you have cards, but then if you have a card in your combo area, choose up to 1 battle card with a cost of 3 or less and return it to its owner's hand. So this allows you to bounce stuff back to your opponent's hand in the combo step, which is very good for doing this defensively. It's also a 25k combo, which is solid. One of the black SRs, we have Super Baby 1. 3-drop, 20k body, 0 combo cost, which is good. On play up to 1, 2 cost or less Brainwash or Machine Mutant and special trait from your hand. And then auto, once per turn when a card is used in a combo from your battle area while this card is in battle, draw 1. So this allows you to, you play this card, you can play a card out for free, and then you can also combo with a card to then draw a card when this card is in battle. So that's very good. I'm glad this is a 0k. Black already was a really good color, and they need some more 0ks. They only have 2 really that they actually have in the archetype that are I think they actually only have 2. They have Bardock and the Seeker. So this actually gives them a 3rd one now. So filling the deck with some more 0ks will kind of balance out the color a little bit, and it gives them some more power as well on offense. But big thing is that you need, you know, we gotta get them some more 0ks so we're not just filling the deck with a bunch of 10ks. Speaking of really good cards, we have this 4-drop Son Goku GT. Permanent, if your leader is Son Goku GT and this card has 45k power or more, this card gains double strike. So there are 2 different ways this card can gain double strike by the ruling, which is, it's kind of weird. So one, obviously if it gains the power, meaning you use an extra card, like the 1 extra card that plus 15k in battle, or if you use the energy marker effect on the Goku GT, which makes him a 45k, he will have double strike. The power is not including combo power, although combo power is included at the end of the battle, which then it becomes part of their original power for damage portion of things, right? So I don't know how they're going to rule this, because technically, like, you can combo above 45k and technically you're not double strike, but then at the end of the battle you would become double strike. So I that's kind of a strange way of going about this. It's a kind of a poor design. They could have just said if your leader's Goku GT and your original power is 45k, just not putting that could confuse some people. So currently I believe you can use an extra card, you can use the energy marker effect from Goku, and technically if you combo 15k worth of cards and then at the end of the battle this card technically gains double strike. So I don't know how they're actually going to rule that. Best guess is playing it on the client, but I'm sure they're going to make a Q&A for this card, because I've seen a lot of Facebook groups and people are just very confused, and when people are confused they get very toxic on the community, so they just kind of like bash each other. So we'll see what the actual ruling is for it. And that is it for all of the like important cards. There's some other cards in there, like some 1-drop cantrips and some other things, but I didn't feel like they were worth making a video about, you know. Now once we get all of the cards out, we'll then make some decks and go over the archetypes and everything else like that. But I am pretty excited for set 4. Not so excited that it's going to be available the same weekend as Nationals, which makes things a little difficult for some people. So I'm not too big of a fan of. But that will do it for me today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys are excited about playing in set 4, and I will see you guys in the next video.